Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are going to look at an opening. The name of the variation is Morphy variation and the opening is the Philidor defense. So E4, E5, NF3, D6. Okay, so we have looked at some position based from this opening. Okay, so here there are many moves which are playable. There is bishop c4, one very logical move. There is nc3, and in an earlier topic of identifying the timing of a combination, I had made a video. In the description I have given the game based on the move d4. To d4 black had played bg4 in that game. Okay, so white plays the move d4, and to d4 it is almost forced to take ed4. Let's look at some lines. Black cannot protect the pawn on e5. If black plays nc6, then after d into e5, then queen into d8 check. And after kd8, castling is broken, to which white generally plays nc3. If bb4, then bg5 check and castle check. So black's development is lesser than white's. Black's castle is broken. Okay, and see, after the move f6, here it looks like bishop is attacked, but the king moves with a check here first, and if required, black can either white can play the bishop back to d2, or sometimes he can play the knight to d5. So suppose ke8 is played, then knight d5 is possible, threatening knight c7 check, and then he can move the bishop back. Or if any other move like bd7 is played, then white can play the bishop to d2 and knight can go to d5 again. So this position is also very good for white. After bishop c3, then this bishop will go to c4 and white can try to double the rooks on the d5. White's position is clearly preferable. Black's castling is broken. Okay, let's go back to the game. After de5, if knight into e5 is taken, then knight into e5, de5, very similar play. Queen into d8 check, kd8, and now again white plays the move knight c3. Okay, knight is heading to the d5 square, bishop will come to g5 and long castle will be checked, and this bishop can go to c4 also. So after the move like say bb4 here, again same idea, bd2, bg5 check, f6, castle check, and to ke8 there is nd5. And to bd7 we can consider the moves bishop d2, we can consider the move nd5. nd5 will give advantage here because after fg knight into b4 and white's position is somewhat better. Black's castle is broken, pawn structure will be weak, white's rooks will get connected fast. So white will have a good position here. Okay, let's go to the main variation now. So ed4 is forced over here. So after ed4, white plays the move queen d4, which is called the Morphy variation. The other possibility was nd4. Here white allows the queen to get attacked by the move knight c6 because he has an idea in mind. So after the move knight c6 here, white doesn't want to move his queen. Okay, so he pins the knight with the bishop, develops the piece. Okay, but it looks like after the move bd7, now the queen will have to move and the move will be wasted. But this is white's idea. So after bishop into c6, now see the knight is destroyed, and after bishop c6, now we might recollect the earlier idea which I told you, that this bishop has moved twice. Okay, but the tempo loss has not taken place, because if we look at the black bishop, it has also moved from c8 to d7 and d7 to c6. So both bishop has moved twice, and after this exchange the move is again white's. So white is developing with knight c3 and the white position is somewhat better here. So this is such a pleasant position. White has given up the bishop, very true, but whatever is remaining on the board, that is very active. Okay, and now after the move knight f6, which is again almost forced, white has got bg5, be7, trying to remove the pin, and now long castle. So I am going to recommend the move long castle here. Short castle was another possibility, but we are doing all this recommendation for generally players who are new to the game. So beginner and maybe for intermediate players. So of course long castle move is totally playable, but for players those who are new, I am showing simple ideas and ideas which will allow white to attack on the black king. So now here after castle, most logical move is castle. Now I will try to show you some analysis and maybe one game example also. So here now let's see what is white's plan. White has two ways to continue here. One, if we want to play very simple, we should play the move e5 and after d here queen e5, then queen e8. This position is also very pleasant after re1. Okay, but if we are not looking at this, we are looking for more advantage here. Then white has second way. White wants to play this knight to d5, but right now knight d5 is blunder because knight into d5, ed5, then bishop g5 would be check. So white doesn't want to lose this piece with a check. Okay, so white plays the good move h4. This is a very interesting idea. So he protects the bishop first, so that after knight d5, ed5, this bishop is not hanging. So now there are two examples which are known to me. One, in one of the games black had played a6. Idea b5, b4, he is also trying to attack on the white's king side. White goes for the move knight d5. Okay, so now there are now two possibilities. Firstly, what white is threatening, white can take on e7 and then take on f6. So that will spoil the pawn structure over here. So for example, knight e7, queen e7, bishop f6, queen f6, queen f6, gf, that will ruin the pawn structure. It's not a losing position, it will become a slightly inferior position for black. And now there are two ways to take the knight on d5. We will discuss both. In the main game, black played nd5. So let's look at bd5 first. bd5, ed5. Now what has happened? The e file is in white's control. So white can play the rook to e1 and double the rook. Usually he does with this rook. There is one small tactic which can be used after the move h6. White need not protect or move the bishop. White can go re1, improving the rook, and after hg, we see that this knight is in trouble. Knight has no good place, and if the knight moves to e8 or d7, then queen h4 gives a winning position. Okay, instantly it's a winning position. There are two mating threats, and after the move f5, hardly there is any time. There is check, king comes to f7, again check. Okay, pawn moves to g6. If king goes back to g8, then g6 and forced mate. And if the pawn moves to g6, there is qh7 check, king e8, queen g6 check, rook f7, and he will have just rook f7. Attack the pinned rook. There is no good way to save the pinned rook, and he will get mated. Note that this bishop is also pinned. So this is a winning position for white. Okay, let's look at the variation now with the move knight into d5. So after the move nd5 now, in the game black played knight into d5, e into d5, and actually black blundered here. Black played the move bg5. This bg5 allowed white a strong initiative along the h file. So after h into g5, black again played bishop d7, bishop to b5. Bishop d7 is another alternative that will also give white a winning attack. So now let's see how white can continue the game. So if we try to evaluate this position, we see that white's all pieces are active. The queen is attacking g7, rook on d1 is already developed. The h rook has become developed and active because the h file is opened and it is attacking near the king. Okay, same we cannot say about the a8 rook. A8 rook is stuck, and the knight on f3 can immediately join the attack from g5 or h4 squares. So this position is white to play and win, and white finds a nice combination. Rook into h7. See, many people go for the move queen h4 here, but after h6, white will only get a pawn up endgame. So after gh there will be queen h4, rh4, gh, rh6. It will be very good, but we will not get the mating position like the game. So rook h7, king takes h7. If not taken, then the other rook joins. There is a mating threat on g7 also. So king h7, rook h1 check, and now let's look at the variations. So there is king g8, there is kg6. Okay, let's see one by one. After the move kg6, here simplest is queen e4 check. There can be qg4 also, very interesting idea, knight h4. Okay, but qf5, qe4 check, f5, which is forced, and now after f5, gf n% check, and now we see there are problems. If king takes f6, then queen e6 is checkmate. So the king has to go to f7, and now again there are many ways. Simplest is knight g5 check, king takes f6 forced. If the king goes to g8, then queen h7 mates. So king takes f6 forced, knight h7 check. See, all the squares are guarded. King has to go back to f7 and then queen e6 mate. Okay, so I am just showing you the simplest lines. There are other ways to win also. Okay, so this wins for white. Let's go to the move kg8 now. After the move kg8 now, white just goes qh4. Now there are only two options for black because there are two mating threats, queen h7 and queen h8. So f1 has to be moved. If rook e8, then queen h8 mates. So either f6 or f5. f5 is the better way. So after f6, pawn goes to g6, and now there is no way to stop qh7 or qh8. Both are mate. So after the move rook e8, qh8 checkmates. Okay. So black played the only move f5. Now g6 doesn't work instantly because queen takes queen. So queen h7 check first, forcing the king to f7. And now here also there are many ways. One of the easiest is playing g6 here. Okay, and other one which is also very simple. First take queen into f5, check, will force the king to go back to g8. Okay, and then after queen check, king f7, we play the move queen h5. This makes the task very easy. Now if the king goes back to g8, we play g6. Okay, after g6 again there is a forced mate. And after the move g6, okay, we play same queen h7 check, king has to go to e8, rook e1 check, b2 just to extend the move, and after queen e7, queen takes e7 checkmate. So white's attack is, we can say, fully winning over here. Okay, and we can see that this game can happen like this in the actual game if we know the lines. Okay, let's go back to the position. In another game, black played the move rook e8 instead of a6. So after rook e8, white still went for the idea nd5, and again after nd5, ed5. Actually, many players fall for this idea. They think that trading this bishop for the bad bishop is a good thing. But what happens? The resulting opening of this h file is highly beneficial for white. And now after the move again bb5, or you can say bd7 here. So after bd7, white has the move qd3. That is why bb5 was slightly better. We'll look at both. Now after the move g6, which is almost forced because this time h6 allows gh, rook h6. And after g6, there is a very strong move qd4, which has a severe threat of rh7, kh7, rook h1 check, king goes back to g8 and rook h8 or qh8 mate. So there is no defense to this basically. So that's why the only alternative here looks like after dc he has to go for the move bb5. So in bb5 what will happen? We are not allowing the move qd3. Okay, but this is also winning for white. White can go for the move qh4 here, as I told you, qh4, then h6, and then he can go for the move gh and become pawn up in the game and play that position. Or else here rook h7 can also be considered. Okay, so this was all about the line related to the Philidor defense. So this basically we covered the opening for white, the Philidor defense. I hope you are enjoying the lessons. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.